Hello, my name is Addison Rucker, and this is my Stage 2 presentation of Action Plan Analysis. Schools worldwide place importance on core subjects such as language arts, reading, math, and science. But what happens when the core subject instruction is interrupted or disrupted by behavior? Poor behavior management skills in both students and instructors can lead to low academic achievement. While significant importance is on core instruction, it is also vital for importance to be evident in behavior instruction. Research has shown a connection between low grades and poor behavior. Therefore, this proposal intends to investigate and collect data to determine if daily behavior strategy instruction in classes will improve core class proficiency. The data collected in the first chart is from one 9-week term in my second grade classroom. During this time, grades were assessed and analyzed. The chart obtains the grades for 17 students in the areas of conduct, reading, and math. The chart demonstrates a robust correlation between conduct grades and core grades. The correlation is so prominent that out of 17 students, there is not a single outlier. The data in the chart is a credible source because it involves real students and real data. It is also a recent collection of data. Therefore, it is relevant to today's concerns. The data in the second chart is from the same 17 students in my second grade classroom. The chart obtains conduct grades from the same 9-week term and state testing percentiles for both reading and math. This chart also demonstrates a substantial correlation between behavior and academic success. The data in the chart is credible because it is from a state-level test scores. The information provided is from the Alabama Comprehensive Assessment Program Summative Assessments, or ACAP. The data in my graphical representation confirms that behavior can be related to academic success. Students who knew how to manage their behavior excelled in core class grades and state testing grades. However, students who struggled to behave also struggled with core class grades and state testing grades. Therefore, the underlying problem is not only behavior management in the classroom, but also the lack of student ability to manage their own behavior. The identified problem is that behavior inside and outside the classroom is causing a hindrance to learning. Therefore, the situation has impacted student achievement by not assisting students in obtaining growth in academics. Action needs to take place that not only gives teachers strategies to improve behavior management, but students also need to be taught behavior strategies to assess and monitor their behavior. If all students in the classroom had training on behavior management, and if their teachers, administrators, and parents had training on behavior management, then student achievement in academics would likely result in improvement. The study will utilize a mixture of methods for data collection for the background investigation. Over 2 9-week terms, 3 groups will undergo experimental research through instruction. At the beginning of the first term, all students will take an assessment. The same assessment will be given at the end of the 2 9-week terms as well. The first experimental group will be the control group. They will go through instruction and learning per usual. The second group will use teacher-led behavior management strategies that the teacher learned during professional development. The third group will also be using teacher-led behavior management strategies. However, they will have a 10-minute lesson each day that teaches them how to monitor and assess their behavior. Following the 2 9-week terms, the assessment will be given again in the same core areas that it was in the beginning. Data will determine whether or not explicit behavior instruction improves student achievement in academics. The sampling method consists of 50 students from second grade, selected at random. Due to the required state testing through the Alabama Comprehensive Assessment Program Summative Assessment Platform, there will be consistent results from all participants. There will also be a simple random sample in this study. The sample description is that the research will be conducted and observed through a quantitative study. The study will utilize the results from the ACAP assessments for data collection. The study will also focus on the selection of 50 students from each experimental and control group. A simple random sample will determine the students. Therefore, each student has an equal opportunity of being selected. The instrumentation is that all second grade students, respectively, will take the ACAP assessment at the beginning of the study. The students will separate into experimental and control groups for 2 9-week terms. Following the 2 9-week terms, the ACAP will be re-administered. Data will be collected and determine a hypothesis that may be deemed correct or incorrect. The collaborative efforts are that regular classroom teachers will collaborate with counselors and special education teachers to ensure that behavior instruction is beneficial. Counselors will work with students to gauge their understanding of behavior strategies and modifications. Special education teachers will work one-on-one with specific students to identify their individual behavior needs. Guidelines will be set by teachers and administrators to ensure instruction is beneficial and useful. The ACAP assessment is a state-recognized assessment used for data collection for students in Alabama. It follows state standards, therefore it determines what students are on grade level, below grade level, or above grade level in reading and math. This instrument used for data collection is a reliable source of measurement due to the research behind the assessment and the equality within the assessment to demonstrate knowledge. All second grade students will take the same level of ACAP assessment at the beginning of the study and after the 2 9-week terms. The assessment will be given by school-approved instructors who have training in administering and monitoring the assessment. Daily lesson plans will ensure that all students receive the same amount of instruction in behavior and academics. All students participating in the daily 10-minute behavior management instruction will have the same instruction level to support validity. If needed, due to a high absentee and withdrawal rate, a large simple random sample will be taken into account to balance out the data. Confidentiality. All parents will receive a confidentiality agreement for their child's participation in the study. There will be no disclosure of any research that will identify any child. Each child will also be assigned a random number to identify the sample group. The number will not be connected to any personal information of any kind. Population and special populations. The school is a primary school that includes kindergarten through second grade. However, the study focuses on second grade due to the studies indicating that 7- and 8-year-olds have a more developed sense of mind and self. Therefore, the assessable population includes a total of 128 possible participants. This population is 91% African American, 6% Caucasian, and 2% Hispanic Latino. The available population does not include American Indian, Alaskan Native, Asian, or Pacific Islander participants. Students with disabilities may or may not be included in the study. Students with academic plans who have accommodations or modifications to assessments, such as the ACAP, will not be included. If a student has a behavior management plan already in place, they will not be included in the study due to the routine and understanding the student is already placed within. The Institutional Review Board has not been elected for the school, but there will be a paper ballot including all instructional staff names. Every member may select 3 of the people they feel would be best for the board. Those who have research proposals, such as myself, will not be on the ballot. The top 5 will be chosen from the board. After a meeting, the new board will develop a general plan for all research proposals. The IRB will be available for advice and insight into what is ethical and what might need to be rethought or reconsidered in the study. The results. The data and action plan outcome and student achievement. The study will determine whether integration of daily behavior management instruction directly affects student achievement in core subjects. I predict that the group who did not receive any extra behavioral management instruction will stay the same in academic achievement. I also think the group that integrated behavioral management instruction will improve slightly, but I think the group that had separate behavioral instruction every day will improve their academic achievement the most. The prediction is based on the student ability to think about situations they are in and choose a strategy to solve it instead of ignoring it or acting out of impulse. Through this proposal and project, I predict that incorporating daily behavior management strategies will improve academic achievement. The changes in data for achievement growth. The change that needs to take place in the data for achievement growth is a rise in core subject grades as well as a rise in conduct grades. And reflection. What changes would I make? I would conduct research on a larger population of students to get more accurate data. I would provide extra behavioral management professional development to teachers beforehand, if time permitted, and the additional research could be done on specific strategies instead of just behavior management in general. So, to conclude, behavior has been shown to affect core academic subjects, and the plan in place or the study would hope to improve not only academic grades, but conduct grades and behavior inside and outside of the classroom as well.